So as I got older and older, I started learning about money, and this is where this channel came from. So this is why I want to make content like this. But the content that I want to go over today is car loans and buying a car. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I just purchased a car. I purchased a Chevy Silverado 1500 LT. I personally always wanted a pickup truck, and I've also needed a family car. And for all those that think that a pickup truck is not a family car, this has a huge second row. It's a crew cab, and there's actually a third seat in the front row. So this is actually a 6-seater that is huge. It fits my whole family in it. And the trunk in the back is amazing because I can put everything in the back and we go on these big long road trips while everyone is feeling comfortable. And when we actually got to the dealership, the big thing that you have to do for when you're trying to buy a car is not look at the monthly payment. You have to look at the actual price tag. What I usually ask the car salesman, what is the out the door price? I just don't want to know your price. I want to know how much is it going to take me to get this car off the lot today with no surprises at the end. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of people just want to look at the monthly payment. And I get it. Because the Chevy Silverado that I bought is off the lot is $52,000. If I was to finance this for like the ridiculous long one, the 84 months, which I actually did, but I will talk to you about it in a little bit on why I did this. If you're going to the dealership thinking, oh, I only want to pay a certain amount a month, they will definitely work with you. But the thing is, they are actually wanting you to do that because especially they know that you probably don't have enough money to buy the car outright. And this is the way that these dealerships, the banks, everyone makes money off of you purchasing a car. Because easily they will be able to crunch the numbers to find your number that you want. Say you only want to spend like $400 a month on this vehicle. Guess what? They're going to figure out a way how to do it for you. But you're going to have to do a big down payment, or you're going to have a super long loan where the interest rate is going to be like 8% plus because of today's market. So just to give you some numbers, I did choose the 84-month loan. And I know a lot of you guys have been saying, why did you do that? I'm going to explain right now. So I did do the 84-month loan, but I did do a significant down payment of around $30,000. And that makes my monthly payment around $355 a month, which is great because that is a super low number. So I only owe around $20,000 over 7 years. But the thing is, if I did this over 7 years, if I paid this down over 7 years, that's going to cost me around $6,000 in interest alone. And that's how they make money off you. Imagine if I didn't put the $30,000 down, they would be making a ridiculous amount of money off me with a higher monthly payment as well. And this is the thing that keeps a lot of people poor. They overextend themselves. They buy expensive things. They finance it to an extent where they feel like the monthly payment is so low that they're cool with it, but they also never actually own the asset and they're stuck paying things forever. And guess what? The incentives for them to give you this low payment is what? The free oil changes, the free maintenance, any kind of thing to get you into the dealership again. And the reason why they do that is so when they see you there, they try to tell you that, hey, your car is a little bit older now. Check out these new cars. You could trade it in and we could re-up this loan, technically refinance your loan up to the new price of the other car that they want to sell you. And this is how you keep going that cycle of staying poor, staying without money. And again, let's go back to why I did the 84-month loan. So it's $355 a month. But the reason why I actually bought this truck in general is because I needed a tax write-off. Outside of my W-2 income as a nurse, I have a few businesses that have done really well, and I needed a tax break. I needed a tax write-off. So Section 179 says if you have a car over 6,000 pounds and cost over $25,000, you could write off about 100% of it on your taxes. But again, because I'm using this for half business, half personal, I only get a write-off around half. I don't know the exact number. I'll talk to my accountant and I'll keep you guys updated on that. But this car will essentially save me around 15 to 20K in taxes. So guess what? I paid $30,000, a little bit over $30,000. The truck off the lot was $52,000. And if this is saving me around $20,000, I technically got this car for $30,000, the down payment, because my plan is to actually not do the whole 7-year pay off, I'm planning to pay this off in a year because I have the money to do it. And the reason why I did it this way is because I have money in all different bank accounts, because I've been doing this money arbitrage thing, making new bank accounts, getting their sign up bonuses, but you have to keep your money in that bank for like 2 to 3 months. So I went to the bank where I had the most amount of money in so I could get a cashier's check just so I could get this car off the lot like today, kind of thing like that. And the reason why I did that is because I need the car in service before January 1st to write it off for this year. But if I wasn't lucky enough to have a successful business and using the tax code to write off the truck, what would I do? I actually would buy a used car. I would probably buy a used car from a friend or family member for super cheap. I would buy a car that I could pay in full, anywhere between like 5 to 15 grand, as long as it is a very reliable car. Hondas, Toyotas, whatever you feel comfortable maintaining for the long haul. And I say that because I personally have a Honda Pilot from 2004 with 240K miles on it. And all I do is the oil changes, brakes, and rotate the tires. And I have a feeling it's going to run for another 5 to 10 years until it hits like 300,000 miles. So that's how I would do it. I would buy a vehicle that is super reliable, super cheap, and really not worry about what everyone else is driving, because if you're like me, your goal is financial freedom, and to do that is to not be in debt. And a car is one of those debts that is just not a good one, because it's not a cash flowing asset. It's not a rental property where you get monthly income from it. It's not stocks where it could appreciate in value, because technically a car, once it's off the lot, depreciates around 25% every year. So the trade-in value goes down right when you drive it off the lot. The next year, might as well take off a few grand off of it again. The next year after that, even more. It just keeps depreciating in value. So a car is not a good asset at all. But I understand the reasoning for buying cars, because it's one of those things that if you have to travel to work or travel to do anything, a car is a necessity. Not everyone could ride their bike to work, and not everyone wants to ride their bike to work, and not everyone wants to go to work all sweaty because they technically worked out before they start their work day. And I know a lot of people are probably gonna tell me, why are you gonna pay this off over the first year when you could probably invest that $20,000 and actually make more than 6 grand over the lifespan of the loan? And to be honest, that's a very valid argument, but I have a thing about not having bad debt, and I really want this car loan already paid off. And because it's not a cash flowing asset, I want it off my books already. And when it comes to investing, when I have significant debts on my mind all the time, I don't invest as wisely as I should, because there's always something in my back of my mind saying, oh, I need to make more money so I could pay off that debt that I have to the car. So if I could own this car outright, I could actually start investing even better and better over time, because I know I don't have to worry about what is going on with the car. And also, over the amount of time of me paying this vehicle, I know, like I said, it's depreciating in value. I feel like I'll get the most bang for my buck out of it. And also, the way the markets are, I'm not guaranteed to actually make more than 6 grand off the $20,000, because I'm a very mental person when it comes to investing and money. If I use that 20 grand into a risky investment, I could technically lose all of it. Like how crypto is right now. Crypto is plummeting, and I'm a very big crypto guy. So if I used all 20 grand in something, technically I could lose all that money instead of actually paying off the debt that I have. So in my mind, it makes sense to me to pay off the car as fast as I can, just so I could start focusing on investing once again. I could invest in my real estate again. I could invest in my stocks as well as my crypto. So the big takeaway of this is that whenever you're buying a car, you have to worry about, can I actually afford it? Can I pay this in cash? Because when you're paying monthly payments, the interest rates right now are so high, you have to make sure that you really can afford it. And also the last question, do I really need it? Can I do the exact same thing that I was gonna do with this car, get to work and back, with a 5 to 10 grand car that is super reliable? Can that get me there as well? Of course, the last thing that I want to say is that you got to remember that you are not keeping up with anybody. You're in your own lane. No one cares what you're doing other than yourself. So once you get that through your head and you make money decisions that way, you're going to get to financial freedom way quicker. So guys, if you got this far in the video, I really appreciate you guys watching it for this long. I know it's definitely different type of content, but this is the type of content I want to start pushing out. Just general information about investing, saving money, and figuring out your financials in general. So guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys very soon.